Oh, I forgot.
I can't get used to this thing. This mic being up here.
You're not used to that microphone in your face?
No, because it's normally like down on the desk. Like I've only had the arm since last week.
Okay.
And it's
Remember,
like,
Justin, behave yourself today.
I know, right? Man, I got a lot of comments about that. I got a lot of. We're gonna keep this in the show here, Jesse. I think we're recording, right? We're keeping this in the show.
Yep. And
Yeah.
we're streaming.
I felt like I should start off with like viewer discretion is advised. Justin's had a Slurpee. We don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. Yeah, no, I got a little bit of heat for that, but that's fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, hang on,
I don't know.
did you-
I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
So
All right.
back.
We're fools. Shenanigans, I say. Gary, you ready for this thing?
Almost. I was waiting for the notes to come through and then realised that you sent them to Discord. So one second. Like,
This is how the sausage is made. Do you know what I mean? Like this is true professional 246 episodes of podcasting. And it's like, wait, where are the notes? What's going on? For a show,
Are we still in beta?
Sure, yeah, for a show that is shockingly like near its 5-year anniversary, and we still can't get our act together. We are the worst. Oh,
Yay, there's Gary. Oh, I'm sorry. It says anonymous cheetah.
anonymous cheetah. That was my wrestling. That was my wrestling name in college. Anonymous
What the
cheetah.
heck is that?
what's what?
Gary's
Anonymous
cheetah.
Anonymous Kuka. Quokka. I've
I have
never
no idea
heard of
what
that
you guys are
before.
talking about.
You got to get your login situation straightened out, Gary.
On the upper right, it shows who's watching it, and so I see Justin, I see Tim, and then I see an anonymous cheetah because from the just someone logged in from the link, and then an anonymous quokka, which I've never heard of that animal before.
No kidding. Jeez.
Getting them all
Gary,
over.
Gary, how's that document coming there, buddy?
I've got it. Don't worry.
Do you? I knew you would. You're a pro. Pro, I say.
Right. So we're just mainly talking about direct, aren't we?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to talk about.
'Cause-
I'll lead.
do you want me to open up? Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Let's
want to
go.
open, I'll lead.
Ready?
Yeah,
Ready,
when
Ron?
you are.
Welcome to Nintendo Dads episode 246, recorded on September the 5th, 2019. And on tonight's episode, we discussed everything that happened in that lovely Nintendo Direct. So, Jesse, will you cue that sweet music, please?
All right, folks, what is going on? Welcome to episode 246. My name's Justin Masson, joined by three of the coolest guys on the internet to discuss all the nerdy Nintendo news you need to know. Of course, joining me across the pond, waking up bright and early at 4 a.m., Mr. Gary Gray. Gary, how are you today, buddy?
Cold.
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 Yeah.
Very cold. It's, the temperature's been dropping here. It's not been the sunniest, glorious place that like everybody knows England for its sunshine and dry days. So yeah, it's been pretty nippy.
Pretty nippy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. I appreciate you getting up here, getting early on the morning, cracking on to do this. Got a nice jumper. You look ready. You look very distinguished today, sir. It's a nice jumper, though. It's a nice jumper. Speaking of man who's always distinguished, but also our most fabulous Nintendo Dads community manager, this man, the man so close to the Canadian border, he's almost got maple syrup in his blood. Ladies and gentlemen, the man from Minnesota, Mr. Timothy Alv. Tim, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great here in Minnesota. It's kind of chilly here too, for Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yes, which lots of people think I'm from, but I'll just go with it.
Sure. At this point, it's probably just easier for you to move.
Yes,
Relocate just to make it going.
I'm waiting for the Mega Dads to invite me over, and
Right?
stuff.
You could probably live in their basement, right? Eat the Cheetos that John leaves in the couch, and I think that'd be fantastic.
That would be awesome.
Speaking of a man who never leaves a Cheeto in the couch because they're always in his wonderful, sexy beard. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jesse Waldack. Jesse, buddy, my soundboard master, how are you today?
Pretty good. I wish it was chilly here. We were almost at 90 degrees.
Ooh, that is a warm day. That is a warm day for your lovely city.
Again, I did grow up in Minnesota, and 90 degrees in September is unheard of because normally by mid-September we have snow.
Sure.
We don't in Kansas.
That's enough, right?
First snow is usually actually pretty close to Christmas.
Yeah, right on. Excellent. Well, guys, we're going to jump into it. Speaking of being incredibly hot here, for those of you that are on the live stream watching us on YouTube, I just realized I'm looking at the camera. I'm showing a lot of chest hair today, and I am white and pale. Like it's getting a little hot in here, a little sexy, a little bit sexy time. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to say. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump right into it. As Gary mentioned, we have got a lot of news to unpack from this week's Nintendo Direct. Plus, Nintendo put out the weirdest promotional trailer I have ever seen in the 5 years that we've been doing this as weird commentaries. So we're going to break down all of that for you today. But of course, we need to start off with some housekeeping. Ladies and gentlemen, this is only made possible by who? Tim, who makes this possible?
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're happy to announce our new sponsorship with 7-Eleven, where you can purchase Slurpees, taquitos, and nachos with cheese sauce that will make you feel very ill. True story, I had both of those things, all of those things actually, before this podcast. If you see me running away very quickly, you'll know that the taquitos finally hit my stomach.
That's why I'm here back up.
That's exactly it. It is back up in case I need to back it up. You know what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, of course, we are brought to us by the amazing folks over at patreon.com. And guys, big thank you to...
Oh, no, he froze up.
So and there, see, that's why I'm here to back him up. See, he's already...
So since he forgot to tell me to play the music, let me do this first.
Okay.
I was hoping that'd be enough time for him to come back, but it didn't.
Nope. But what he was gonna say was that this is brought to you by the Patreons, our lovely Patreons who pay at least $1 or more to get extra bonus stuff.
Are we waiting for Justin to come back? Because I'm enjoying this level of hype that he's got going on. I could try that first thing this morning, but it's I'm still half asleep.
Yeah. I
Are we
don't know
waiting
what
for him to
happened.
come back? Justin, come back.
Now we need that when there's technical difficulties, we need that thing to pop up on the screen.
Hello to everyone watching YouTube. We are
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Now,
in a state of missing Justins.
Well, speaking of, he's not the only one missing at this point because he was above you in my Skype window, but now that you are here, you got your eyes and below in one window, and then your forehead in another window.
I'm gonna go look at YouTube right now. I gotta see this. Oh my gosh, what happened there? Oh, there you are. Nice.
Are we actually waiting for Justin to come back, or should we carry on?
Look, I could do like the Brady Bunch and look down. Hey.
But of course. If he doesn't come back soon, we'll start.
I love the difference between Canadian Justin and UK Justin, Ireland Justin, sorry. Because like Ireland Justin was like, oh, it's Nintendo Dance.
Yeah.
Okay, you're just like, well, welcome to Nintendo Dance. We're ready. We're live.
Well, he's drinking a Slurpee too.
I know he's like full of energy. It's great. Like that's what sleep feels like.
Yes.
Right. So should we carry on? Because I don't know if Justin's coming back. He's been a while now.
Yeah,
I gotta reset.
Ping him real quick. But of course he's not on. I wonder if he lost the internet or something because he's not on Discord either. All right, let me note the time so I know when to cut this. This is from 8 to 10.
Okay, we'll give him a couple of minutes. I'll go and put the kettle on. Have a good delicious cup of what's it called? Ghost tea bot or whatever the Pokemon was called.
Oh yes, that's right.
Everyone on YouTube, welcome to the intermission.
Intermission after 10 minutes.
Justin.
So you guys were talking about the SNES controllers are selling, and I'm
Two
really
seconds.
just thinking about getting that 8-bit Do Pro Plus.
Well, Justin's
The
in
one
the
that
chat, but he's not on the Skype.
I think that's the one Marty has, is that Pro Plus one, 8-bit Do one. I think I might just get one of those instead of the SNES ones that Nintendo's selling. How's everybody doing in YouTube land? Oh yeah, I see his comment in chat. That's funny.
All right, so if he's not back soon, we should just continue without him and hope he comes back.
Intermission. Dun.
Nice pajama pants, by the way.
Peppa Pig, Daddy Pigs all the way.
Nice.
YouTube land
Yeah.
sounds like the worst theme park ever.
Has Justin messaged you back yet?
He went in the. I
I hear him.
back.
Here he is.
You fools! My sexiness was too much for the internet.
Your chest hairs broke it.
We've left Canadian Justin. We've left. We didn't carry on. We waited for you, so you can do the whole spiel again if you want.
Where did we lose? Where did we lose me?
The Patreon.
Okay. Patreon folk, we love
Talk
you.
about the Patreons.
We love you very much, Patreons. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for keeping the lights on. Thank you for everything you do. We greatly appreciate everything you do for us. So thank you. Again, this is brought to us by patreon.com. / Nintendo Dads if you want to support as well. We appreciate that. So guys, let's jump right into this.
Now we lost Gary. But
For frick's sakes. All right. We're gonna
Probably getting coffee.
We're gonna just drop in this. The Nintendo Direct happened. Let's do a quick kind of round the table, whatever, and think. Jesse, let's go to you. How did this land with you?
Overall, I think it was one of the better directs. You know, just like always, there's some things I didn't care about and some things I'm looking forward to. But I think it had a little bit more excitement than it's the average Nintendo Direct, and the people that were excited about what they saw were more excited than normal. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely right. We're gonna come back to it and break down kind of maybe the ones that the games that maybe you're most excited about as well. Tim, how do you think this landed for you?
I think it was very well balanced and just not too overly hyped, not too underwhelming, I guess, or overwhelming either way. So yeah, I think it was well balanced.
Nice. And actually, that's a great comment you made there. The overhype, right? The hype cycle for this was less than 24 hours. I was anticipating this direct happening next week, the week of the 12th, and occurred. So I thought that was a very small hype cycle, but I thought it was really fantastic and well done as well. Gary, you with us? Is he jumping in and out still? I think he's
muted.
Yeah, it looks like he's muted and camera off. So
okay. Well, yeah, I will say I was pleasantly surprised by this direct. I think, like I said before, I thought Nintendo had a lot of runway to kind of uncover what they had in their hands. They did a great job doing that. I thought the pacing was pretty stellar, minus a few areas that I think it dipped. But I mean, it was 40 minutes, longer than the E3 presentation, and I was counting, and I did a live reaction. I mean, we were 3 minutes into it, and I think we had three different games right off the hop, right? So I think they did a fantastic job with the delivery and the pacing as well. Gary, how did this land with you?
I think it was a fairly decent direct, but this is probably one of the first directs where I haven't wanted to buy anything new off it. Okay. So as far as the new reveals, they're all pretty good things, but I just wasn't really so interested in any of them, which is something I've actually heard quite a lot through the internet. Was people saying it's the, as Arlo put it, it's the most okayish of the Nintendo Directs.
Sure.
I liked how he worded that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that and disagree because I think it was actually pretty good. It's just it wasn't really one for me, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah, and that's okay. I would say that the one thing I thought from this, there was a little bit of a smattering of, this game may not be for you, but just wait 3 minutes and we're going to show you one that may be. Right? Like, I definitely felt like there's a very, very wide breadth of options in games here as well. So we're not going to run down the entire direct for every single game that was in there, but I do want to highlight some things and kind of see how it lands everyone. For those of you that are watching us on YouTube / Nintendo Dads or in the chat right now, let us know what your favorite moment was or favorite game or what you're looking forward from the direct. So we'll kind of kick it off. Now, again, I'm going to just kind of make this statement, not because it is the thing that I think we need to talk immediately about, but of course they let out the gate with Overwatch coming to the Nintendo Switch, which we talked about last week. I was very excited for this. How do you guys feel about Overwatch? Is anyone excited to be playing this?
I'm excited.
I think this is Zach's game.
Yeah, I think this has always been the game. I tried to get Zach on the show, actually, to have a chat about it today. He was unavailable, but I think this was always the game that, like, Zach was like, Overwatch is coming to Switch.
Yes.
So I thought this was a banger to start off, right? This was the first thing they led with. I'm excited to play it. Reasonably priced too. Canadian, it's $49.99. I think in the USD, it's $39.99. There is no physical version. It is a 13 gig download, but you also get, I think, 3 months free of Nintendo Online. So I know I'm excited for that, and we'll be picking that one up as
I
well.
thought I heard on Twitter, but I don't know. I didn't see any confirmation that it might be sold in a box, but just a code in box, not a cart.
Yeah, I think, Tim, I think you found that, right?
Yes. Yeah, the image they have says it's a digital download only.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, this is exciting. Go ahead, Gary.
I think this is probably one of the better new releases that they've come out with. I'm not so fussed about it, but it's one of those games that everybody's wanted for so long that it's. I think we've almost peer pressured them into releasing it, and probably the worst kept secret since Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Like, man, would that have just not been a fantastic moment this week had we not had that Switch case leak? Do you know what I mean? So like that would have been, and I think that's a little bit of the story. I think of this direct in some ways is like it's a leaky boat that Nintendo needs to kind of put some putty around, right? Because I think we had the wind taken out of our sails for some other announcements that we're going to talk about later as well, obviously. But I think some of those big aha moments, those big ones that kind of like the internet really has a chat about, would have been nice if they had not been leaked earlier. So we'll talk about that later as well. Yeah. Next game here that obviously caught my attention, guys. Luigi's Mansion 3 is looking great. I am hyped for this, and they introduced that new Scream Park with 2 to 8 players who can play on one Switch at a time.
That's awesome.
I think this looks awesome. Tim, you're excited for this?
It's definitely one of those games that my family and I are gonna love playing together. So, yeah. And it's one actually that I think looks like, and I hope is more fun than Super Mario Party, because that game's kind of died off for me and my family. So.
Yeah, it looks like a good series of mini games. Gary, how you feeling about this one?
I really like Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think the multiplayer modes that they've added look really good. Let's just hope the Switch Online stuff works better than some of the other games. But locally, it looks brilliant. I mean, there's not too many games that do 8-player locally, so it's nice to see that. Really nice to see that.
That is cool.
Yeah, that'll be very cool. After that, and again, I do have my running order notes here. Kirby, Super Kirby Clash, free to start, class-based gameplay. This was originally over on the 3DS, wasn't it? It was, what was it called there?
Yeah, there's something very similar. They basically took the same game and made a sequel to that, which I like to call 2D Kirby Monster Hunter.
Nice.
These are actually really fun games, by the way. Just because it's Kirby, you shouldn't sleep on these. You should at least download it, at least try it. Like, give it a chance, because they are quite fun, especially with kids. Yeah. So I've downloaded it ready. I can't wait to get stuck in and try it, and we'll have a video up on YouTube of what it's like to play this sort of game with a kid.
Yeah, and that is exactly it, Gary. I think it's a good opportunity to lead in there. Right? I think a game like this and Luigi's Mansion, as we mentioned before, are great family games already, right? You know that content's clean, you know it's going to be easy, and then obviously, of course, with Super Kirby Clash, it being free to play or free to start, I should say, and usually has a great, they're accessible and yet challenging where it needs to be. So I'd say that's a good one. So obviously, guys, watch for Gary's content on that as well. Erica. Well, I'm sure we'll be testing that out. It'll be an adorable video. So excited for that one. A couple other games we're going to quickly just walk past here as well. Trials of Mana and Return of Oberdeen was announced. Return of Oberdeen I'd heard about before, and there was some hype about it. I didn't really click that in until actually I watched the video back later. Have you guys anyone played Return of Oberdeen before?
No, I have not.
No,
No, mate, never know.
A lot of information I got recently was that like you should play it. No matter what, you should play it. So I was like, okay. Trials of Mana. This feels like a Jesse game. Jesse, you excited for this?
I was initially until I tried playing the Trials of Mana from the Mana collection, and it really didn't click with me. And so I'm probably going to end up passing on this one.
Okay.
Because I don't want to necessarily have an HD version of a game that doesn't click with me.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. I can appreciate that. Right. All right. So next thing we happened is I yawned. There we go. Feel better now. All right. The next one that happened was Little Town Hero. Now we've known this as Town earlier. Now this is from Game Freak. Their kind of latest introduction. I'll say this. With a release date of October 16th, this came up a lot quicker than I thought it was coming. I thought this was going to be a 2020 game. It looks interesting.
Music's done we first saw it last year's E3. 2020, I think, would have been surprisingly late. But also the fact that it went radio silent for 18 months doesn't help things.
Yeah, and then pops up. Now, interestingly enough, music is being done by Toby Fox. You'll see later that Toby Fox continues to make an appearance in this content as well. Anyone excited to pick this one up? Any catch anyone's fancy?
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah? Did you pre-purchase it already?
I have not, but I probably will when I get paid in the next week or two.
Yeah.
Now this game's looking like a much smaller game than I thought it was going to be. It looks like it's got to be an eShop download, right? I don't know if we've had any information on that, but it doesn't look like a full retail game. So
yeah, it's like $25.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this because I'm kind of interested and I do want to play it, but at the same time, it really looks thin. It looks very, very thin.
Well, after Dragon Quest, I am going to want a thin RPG.
Yeah, you really are. You could do the couple.
And in fact, if you really want a thin RPG, I talked about it a few weeks ago. Everdark Tower. I literally played through it in like 5 hours, twice.
Yeah. Wow.
if you're looking for a small RPG, then Child of Light is really good as well. That's very small, short. But yeah, Little Town Hero. I think it looks really cool. I just really want to see how much meat's in this game because it does look very thin, like I said, and the screenshots and videos that we've seen are all in the exact same place. So it kind of doesn't look like it's got too much there. But it kind of reminds me of a game on the Wii, which was My Life as King, the Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
It looks quite a bit like that. So and even though that was only set in one little kingdom, I got very addicted to that game. So this could be one to look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next, and again, we were only 5 minutes into this thing. The next thing we moved over is actually Super Smash Brothers, where Banjo-Kazooie was revealed as being released today or that day, September 4th, right after the direct, which is fantastic, and then the videos to follow with Sakurai, who went over the movesets and told more about Banjo. That was amazing. I didn't think it was going to be that early or that quick. I thought they were going to have some more lead time on that, but they did a great job. Have you guys downloaded it and anyone played as Banjo yet?
No, I don't have the Fighters Pass. It's something I've been looking at. I was waiting for Banjo to be released, so I was prepared to buy it a bit later on in the year. I was very surprised it was released so fast. Also, Sakurai telling everybody to get an Xbox. That was weird.
That was funny.
Right? I'm sure like Xbox all of a sudden was trending in Japan all of a sudden thanks to Sakurai. But I'm sure that was part of probably some of the agreement there, right? Like when Sakurai does a session. When Sakurai does a session, he's got to mention Xbox.
I kind of feel that was subliminally telling us like, yeah, rare replay's not coming, Banjo's not coming. Just be happy with Banjo and Kazooie and Smash.
Yeah. That would have been a great opportunity to kind of do like a rare replay drop, but I don't think that wins. We've got a lot from Microsoft over the last little bit, right?
Yeah.
When you think of between Cuphead and Super Lucky's Tale coming out soon, and Minecraft and Ori and obviously now this, like, if there's beggars can't be pickers and choosers, right? So yeah, that was great. I've had an opportunity to play as Banjo. I played a little bit today. I had about 45 minutes. And it's really nice. I've been actually playing the DLC character trials they have associated with them specifically, and it's been really cool. I was just playing handheld. I got to get used to the buttons, but he plays really well. I think he may be one of my new favorites. Tim,
That's awesome.
What is up, Tim? Welcome back. Tim, you I was so upset I almost fell asleep. Tim, did you play any Smash with Banjo, or did you get him?
I did. I got him, but I haven't played him yet. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My son's downloaded them, and his roommate likes him so much he's going to try to main him.
Wow. Yeah. I like him. I like him a lot, actually. And I can't wait for when the amiibo is actually released. Now, after this, they actually transitioned over to revealing who the next character was. And this was, again, we talked a little bit about those leaks before. This was from SNK, and Terry from Fatal Fury is DLC number 4, which will be coming in November 2019. I think this is just another great example of them choosing a character, a third-party character, right? One that's not part of Nintendo's stable. And I thought it was very interesting that they chose them as well. I don't have much of a connection with the Fatal Fury franchise. Anyone else have it?
No, I've played a couple, but it's one of those things that, like, it might not be the character for you, but it's definitely pleasing a lot of people out there. I think he's quite a nice inclusion, even if it's somebody that personally I wouldn't have had in. Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of Smash Brothers, is you never really quite know what's coming around the corner. So, I mean, even though fans wanted Banjo-Kazooie, you heard me on this show, I was totally saying that it's never going to happen in a million years, and it did. So characters like this, I think they actually kind of make the game more, because you might be surprised.
Just like no one thought Joker would make it in, and so pretty much nothing is not on the table anymore.
Yeah, and which I think actually kind of leads very interestingly up to the next point, which was obviously Terry is character number 4. There will be a 5th one that will be done before the end of February 2020. That's part of the pack agreement. But then Sakurai and team continue to say, by the way, we're actually doing another pack. There are more characters coming after that.
I don't think it'll be a second pack. It'll just be sold separately outside of Fighters Pass.
Sure. Yeah. These are definitely new ones that are not included in the current Fighters Pass if you purchased it. I mean, it's tough to say. I wouldn't be shocked. Like, if they have enough, they may bundle it as another pack. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not possible. That wasn't the announcement. That's not how they worded it. But again, it can happen. They just specified anything after number 5 will not be into Fighters Pass.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm excited about that too, because maybe some of our predictions that didn't come true yet may come true in that additional versions.
Yeah.
Minecraft Steve.
Yeah, see?
There you go. We've got that 5th slot is open. It'll be interesting to see kind of... And I think that, that 5th one's going to be the doozy, right? Because as I recall, like, the final one for Smash on the Wii U, I think was it Cloud? Like, it was kind of one of those ones that you were like, how did they do that? How did they get that?
No, I think that was Bayonetta.
I was going to say, or it was Bayonetta. One of those
I can find out. I still have that list of Smash characters in the order they were released.
There you
I thought
go.
it was both of those guys.
Could
I thought it was like Bayonetta and Cloud.
Yeah.
But
so my recommendation is jump in and play some Smash Ultimate. It's got me back in for sure. We did some coverage of Link's Awakening, guys. This is coming out in 2 weeks. I'm excited to play this as well. This looks adorable.
Officially, Bayonetta is the last one. It goes Cloud, Corrin, Bayonetta.
Yep. Nintendo then did a great job reminding us that Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age is coming up very soon. And then we transition over to a game that I think, Jesse, I'd like to...
See, before we go there, I did want to touch on something they talked about in Link's Awakening. We talked about in E3 about the Dungeon Maker, and people were wondering, can you share dungeons? And the answer was, it does not look like it.
Yeah.
You can through Amiibo.
Yeah.
So you can save the dungeon data in an amiibo and then tap it on someone else's Switch.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
local. So there's still a question of will they allow it online?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
doesn't sound like it'll be online. I think it's through amiibo
Right.
amiibo only.
Right.
Yeah. I want to talk to you, Jesse, specifically to you. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Are you
As a
are you
lead up,
well?
I am well. As a lead up to this earlier, the BitBlock says if you don't like Japanese anime type games or third party ports from 3 years ago, this direct wasn't great. So here's one of
Okay,
both.
hold on for that.
Completely
For a
agreed.
second. Yeah, BitBlock, shut it. All right, that's enough out of you because you got your 5 minutes of Animal Crossing videos. All right, so you can just simmer. I want to hear all about Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE Encore for Jesse. So Jesse, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, I always said if they remake this, I would be still on the fence because I don't know if I want to play it through play through the entire game again. But I think I'm going to want to buy this because I never did finish it, and there's additional content in here that wasn't in the Wii U game,
Right.
and additional characters that were formerly unplayable, including Tiki, can now be playable.
Right. Yeah. So for those of you who do not realize, it was a Wii U game originally. Obviously, didn't sell great. So we're seeing more and more of these kind of popular games that were on the Wii U ported over. Not a big
it
shock.
was like the nichest of niche games on a niche system.
It sure was. I'm sure the sales run number on that is wicked low.
Yeah. When they first talked about having a Shin Megami Tensei cross Fire Emblem game, I was thinking if they have Fire Emblem type of gameplay with SMT characters, I probably wouldn't like it. But it was SMT gameplay with Fire Emblem characters, and I was all over that.
Yeah.
I got to the end dungeon, but something hung me up on it. I never finished it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to trying this again.
Yeah, it should, and that was a January 2020 release, which I think is great because
January 17, so it's got a
January
date.
17th, 2020. Yeah, exactly. So it's got a little bit of room in there as well. I'm going to quickly just list off some other things to make us aware of and then stop at some of the big ones here. Deadly Premonitions 2, Blessing Disguise, and the Deadly Premonitions Origins was announced. Divine Original Sin.
Origins landed yesterday.
Yeah, Origins landed yesterday. Doom 64 was announced, coming out in late November, so that's interesting. So this is a classic from Nintendo 64.
The same day as Doom Eternal.
Exactly, yeah. Rogue Company was discussed as well, showing off. More to come on that, I'm sure. We moved over to Pokemon Sword and Shield, which we knew was going to get some information. 4 big features: customizing avatar, Pokemon Camp, Curry on Rice, and the Curry Dex. That was quite the thing right there. And then some new Pokemon announced as well. For my resident UK individual, I'm gonna throw it over the pond. Gary, Curry on Rice. This is up your folks' alley, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's you get up first thing in the morning, you're like, kids, what do you want before you go to school? It's breakfast time. Gee, Dad, I want curry on rice, please. And then you get your other kid come in. Dad, I finished my curry on rice. Can I have some more, please? And then dinner time rolls around, and everyone's like, what do you want? Oh, I've had some sausages. What should we do with the sausages? Curry on rice, yeah? Curry on rice, everyone? Kids, curry on rice.
Yeah, you pull out your Curry on Rice Pokedex.
I mean, I don't know where to start with this one. 4 things about Pokemon, right? 4 things they said about Pokemon, and curry on rice is one of them.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about this, guys. I'm being completely true. I wasn't sold on Pokemon, and I'm still not sold on Pokemon. But curry on rice was.
So is this a UK thing or what is this?
No, I mean,
or is this?
don't
I'm not because I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. We love a good curry, but
Oh yeah, good. Oh,
Because Japan will put anything on rice.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of like honest Euro boys chat. Couple pints, 2:00 in the morning, chip, cheese, and curry. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a delicacy. On getting some soakage into you, let me tell you, that was class over in Ireland.
Is that the equivalent of poutine in Canada?
Yeah, it is, but it's so good. It's so good.
I don't know. I'm not sold on Pokemon.
Yeah.
I was hoping that this direct would do it for me. It's actually probably made it worse because of the curry on rice thing. Because now it's like, oh, they've got a Breath of the Wild cooking mechanic, except they couldn't be bothered to do the graphics, so they've just put curry and rice in. Is the way honestly, that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
But the game is looking a lot more polished than the last time we've seen it. I've got to give it its fair shake, and it's really cool for everyone who's excited about it.
They have to model all that curry. They don't have time to do all that.
Yeah.
People are asking about the national curry decks.
Yeah. Tim, how you feeling about Pokemon?
I think I'm actually with Gary on this one. It looks amazing. I'm excited that it's coming to the Switch. It's just nothing's pushing me to be like, this is the one I want to get.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's cool, and maybe there's something else there that I haven't seen yet that will make me get it. But I don't know about day one. Maybe later. I'm sure one of my kids will probably want to get it. I think both my kids actually want it. One wants sword, one wants shield. So I'll just kind of watch them play it.
Yeah, that's fair. That is absolutely fair.
Yeah, there's nothing here that screams exciting to me. It's just another iteration of Pokemon, but I'm still getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And so will my son.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we'll all probably end up getting it, and we'll all end up playing it, and like, do you know what I mean? And just to be part of that conversation, right? I know I've already got Pokemon Shield pre-ordered, so I've made my decision, folks. All right, so let's jump into I think
Justin.
Yeah.
Before you jump into the next thing, I wanted to go back and mention something about the original Sin 2 that I thought should be talked about more. I don't know if it's just me, but I thought this was really cool that they have cloud saves that are cross-compatible with Steam. I don't know about anybody else, but that to me is exciting.
I think this is the first time they've ever had that, a PC Switch save state compatibility.
Yeah. I mean, the potential for that to me is huge, and I'm surprised nobody else is really talking about that much.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that, Tim? Like, why is it such a big deal, and why should we be talking more about it?
Because for me, I think there's potential of you playing a PC game on higher res settings, but then when you're ready to go play the game on the go, you can have the save state on your Switch and continue to play it, say, when you go on a trip. And then when you come back home, you want to, go back to playing on your higher res computer with your higher res settings. You can go ahead and play that game on your computer. That's where I see the potential of that going, potentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure how they're going to implement this. I don't know if you have to log into your Steam account on your Switch as a possibility.
Yeah. And you're 100% right, both of you. Like, I think it's something that's probably getting glossed over, but is an absolute huge deal for that as well. So, was this a game that either of you are interested in, or just in general the mechanics behind it?
Just the mechanics for me.
Yeah, just that mechanic, just the capability there.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of Original Sin and will be getting it, we'd love to hear your experience about how that cross save actually ends up working as well. All right, moving on to our I think the big topic here in a lot of ways, and kind of again we talked about the leaks that occurred. Probably the worst kept secret. Super Nintendo games are now on the Nintendo Switch. So it's great. Actually, like as of a couple hours ago, the update went through. If you are a Nintendo Switch Online member that you've paid for, you have access to these games right now. So you can go download that for free. It takes like a minute, and it updates an app, gives you another icon, just like the original Nintendo icon, and it's there for you. So
that's awesome.
I'm going to do a quick rundown of these games, and I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Brawl Brothers, Breath of Fire, Demon's Crest, F-Zero, Joe and Mac 2, Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby's Dream Land 3, A Link to the Past, Pilot Wing Star Fox, Stunt Race FX, Super EDF, Earth Defense Force, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Super Puyo Puyo Tetris, never before released in North America, by the way, Super Tetris, my apologies, Super Tennis, and Super Soccer. Whoo-wee! Guys, Gary, what do you think of this drop?
We finally got F-Zero on the Switch. It's okay.
Now
It's not.
everyone can stop whining about it.
It's not exactly what I wanted, and it's great that these games have got the online play. I wish F-Zero had multiplayer now, but it doesn't. So we still can't play that multiplayer. But I think this is it wasn't a very well kept secret. It's great that these games are there. I didn't really play the NES games much, and I don't think I'll really be playing the Super NES games that much because I own the majority of what I like somewhere else. But there was a few games like the Stunt Race FX, which intriguing. They're piquing my interest a little bit. And Puyo, I mean, come on, it's just amazing. Like we all want to play that, right? I mean, Puyo's like a Tetris 99 killer.
Yeah, I know it's going to bring down the whole franchise.
Yeah, like I honestly, what I really want right now for Switch Online is Puyo 99.
I would do it, right? I
Yeah.
would do it, son. All over that. Tim, what about you? How's this list landing? Are you excited about SNES games you jump back in, or are you just like, hey, it's another icon?
I'm so excited that we got SNES games on our Switches because this was my system that I bought with my own money when I was a kid, which also meant I only had like a handful of games.
Yep.
And one of the games that, because I could only afford, because I bought my own games, a certain handful of games, I missed out on Super Metroid. So, and I've never got around to completing it or playing it, even with having with the Super Nintendo Classic. I never got around to playing it. With downloading it on the Virtual Console, I never got around to finishing it. So I'm now hoping that I'll be able to get around to completing it this time around. So I want a Tim's journal, Tim's vlog journal of his experience through Super Metroid, because that is absolute class. Yeah.
I can't wait for so that's good. So you're excited though. You're pumped.
I'm super pumped for this. I'm so happy we got it here. Yep.
Absolutely. Jesse, anything in this list for you?
Not particularly. Yeah, I understand a lot of people are looking forward to Super Nintendo games, but for me, I was an adult when Super Nintendo came out, so I played most of the games that I've already wanted to play, and plus being able to play pretty much anything I wanted over the last almost 30 years through emulation. So nothing here screams you must play this now on the Switch. Yeah. Just so I don't know. I'm kind of aging out of what was retro, because retro 20 years ago. I don't know, but
sure.
So I'm sure I did try to play Breath of Fire, and it's that's the game I've never played, and the menus confused me as soon as I push start. So I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, it had me map functions to buttons without telling me what these things are going to do.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't get it. But I might go back to that, and I might try like Pilot Wings. I remember liking that, but I never could figure out the jetpack. And
Nice.
I've got my fill of Puyo Puyo from Puyo Puyo Tetris, so I'm probably not even going to touch that one. So I might try a few of these.
That's fair. I like the fact that not all these are the big bangers that you'd expect, right? So you've got something like Brawl Brothers, right? It's like I've never heard of that game before. So that's interesting.
Well, it gives us room to get some of the more bangers out of there later, instead of just doing it all at once and then feeding us garbage later.
Yeah, and I thought the drop of 20 to start off with was great. Right, so it'll be interesting to see how much they're going to be adding, and will they also continue to add NES games as well? Like, should we be expecting mid-October? By the way, here are your 2 NES games, here are your 3 SNES games. Right? Are we starting to see that platform roll out more as well?
I am expecting. I am expecting because Earthbound hasn't been released. I am expecting Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings to come out at the same time, because as you guys might know, we didn't get Earthbound Beginnings until the Wii U era. So it might actually drop as an original NES game at some point.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's possible.
I also wonder, are we going to see SNES SP games also? Right, that was part of kind of the NES methodology, right? You'd have 2 games and an SP. So I wonder if we're going to see an SP here as well. Of course, Rewind function will be available at launch also. Another thing to mention, SNES controllers are available. If you are a Nintendo Switch Online individual, you have the ability to purchase those. They charge for the USB-C as opposed to the railing Joy-Con methodology that was used for the original NES. Shipments will begin on September 18th, 2019. There is a limit of 4 controllers per Nintendo account in North America. It looks like there is a limit of 1 in the European regions. And I think, was there anything else we had here?
That's just as a disclaimer. That's because ours is outrageously sexy, and all the North Americans are like, "I want those sweet, sweet coloured buttons."
Yeah, it is quite nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, we got a question from Twitter that I'm gonna throw in because it kind of connects to this. Mikey Burgett asks, "Interesting that today the NES Nintendo Switch Online got an update to version 4.0. Do you know if there's anything to do with that?" Jesse, you did some research and probably on the back of actually Game Explains information, but can you kind of tell us maybe what has happened in the 4.0 update, or at least kind of what the theory is?
Yeah, it was what originally hinted to what might have been changed was a tweet by Andre saying that in the Super Nintendo NES NSO games, there is a setting for you to disable the little bar on the bottom that tells you what ZL and ZR does to remove it from the HUD. So when I updated my NES game to 4.0 and looked around, and it has the same setting now. So I think that's the only difference between between the previous version and what 4.0 is. So there is no new games for NES, just the ability to remove the button hints from the HUD.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Speaking of being a Nintendo Switch Online player and fun things, Tetris 99 gets a new mode, Tetris 99 Invictus, which is only available for those who've actually placed first in the normal mode. Any of us here placed first in Tetris 99 yet?
I have.
Shut your mouth, Gary Gray. You put your hand down. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I believe Timothy. I believe Tim probably did. I believe he would. He looks like a Tetris champion.
Okay, I'm going to put the smack down now. If there's a way that me and you can play Tetris online together, we're doing it. And we're streaming it for the entire world to see, because I want to see you cry, Justin.
We're gonna bring it. We're gonna have to figure out how you can do that, because I don't know if using Tetris 99 you can play anyone else online.
I think one of the NES or Super NES versions, if they're out, has got it. So we'll see if we can do that.
Yeah. Tim, are you playing Tetris 99 still?
I haven't played it in a while.
No. Yeah. I jumped in for the skins. I got like the Splatoons. Actually, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. You want to have just like a quiet moment? I need to confess something here, guys. I didn't get the skins. I had my wife play on my behalf.
That's smart.
For both the Splatoon skin and the Fire Emblem, I just said, could you play on my account? And she did. Nice. And she got them. So here we go. So that's honesty moment with Justin.
Yeah, I was bummed I missed out on the Game Boy one. So I
know. So
just stopped playing it.
So was I. I was like, son of a gun. But if you like themes, you can go back and earn themes. There are daily missions now with the Tetris 99 update that allows you to, when you clear missions, earn tickets, and tickets you can then spend on new themes. New themes are approximately 15 tickets, and as a start, you get 10 tickets to start off with. So you only need to complete like one daily mission every single day, but they got four
there are
available.
four daily missions a day.
Yeah, 2 of them seem to be locked behind the actual DLC package, where you have to either have the DLC content to be able to use them. But like today, I played a match where I got past number 40. I was one of 40 people remaining, and I got a ticket. So it's probably enough to have you jump back in and play. Anything else for Tetris 99, guys? Okay. A couple of things. Let's do. Quick walk through here.
Well, they added the Wave 2 of paid DLC, the 2-player share battle mode, and then a local arena for more. And those are 2 or 8 player modes. The 2-player mode is done on 1 switch. The 8-player mode needs 8 switches if you want to do 8 players, and then they use CPUs to fill in the gaps.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a bunch of other montages. Essentially, a lot of games are coming. You guys can definitely make sure that you check that out to see everything that's coming. I do want to kind of pull a couple of really quick things to the attention before we move on to get off the direct. Animal Crossing got a 5-minute video trailer. Who's pumped for Animal Crossing?
I get suckered in. I buy Animal Crossing every time it's out, and I always basically get fed up of it really fast and stop playing it. And I'm completely suckered in by this one, so I'm buying it again.
At least you recognize.
The one thing I've really wanted from Animal Crossing for a very long time has been crafting. Like, Pocket Camp introduced like some light crafting elements, and I've always thought that this is the way that Animal Crossing should go, and you should be able to do more on the outside world, and that's exactly what they've added into this. Now all it needs is some robust sort of online play with voice chat, which isn't going to happen, let's face it, because, I mean, no Nintendo games really have voice chat unless it's through the phone, but everything they've added so far is what I've wanted from Animal Crossing. The only other thing now is to put some like gauges for like toilet and rest like The Sims, and then it's perfect. But I'm suckered into this, and it's multiplayer again. I'm going to play it with Erica, so...
Yeah, and did I not see it was also like 8-player online also?
Yeah.
Was that 8-player local online?
Yeah, I imagine that would be the same as New Leaf, where you go into someone's town and you can just all walk around that one town.
I think it's 4 local online with 1 Switch, but it's 8 online.
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic. Tim, how are you feeling about this? You excited for Animal Crossing?
My whole family is excited for this one, and actually, my wife, she plays it down, but she totally wants this too. So, and this will probably get her. Since it's close to her birthday next year, I'll probably be getting her a light, hopefully a special edition Switch Lite for Animal Crossing when that comes out. So.
Oh wow, you know what? You're right, Tim. If there's going to be that would be, man, would that be a perfect marketing opportunity? Hey.
Yes. Yep. So she's looking forward to that, and I've already told. I mean, it's not going to be a surprise. I told her. I said if there's going to be a Animal Crossing Switch Lite version, you're getting that one, or even if it's the full blown, OG version, I would still get to her that. So.
Right.
Definitely.
I was very concerned that you were like ruining a birthday surprise here as like a Tim exclusive on Nintendo Dad's ruining a birthday surprise.
No, she knows. She knows.
Well, if her wife's like my wife, she doesn't listen to the show. So
what?
Spoil away.
Yes, exactly.
So, I will tell you actually kind of funny quick story on that. So my daughters, we got them Amazon Dots, Echo Dots or whatever it is, those little ones for the room to play music off of. And of course they're all like synced on the same accounts, and so you can't have dual streaming like them both listening to music off of the program at the same time. So my youngest daughter listens to our podcast to put her to sleep. So before she goes to bed, she'll honest to God, she'll be like, Alexa, can you play the latest episode of Nintendo Dads? And it will turn on, and then so I'm like walking past her room, and I'm hearing like Marty and Jesse and myself, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is such a problem, So now she's gonna listen to me talking about her listening. So hi, Morgan. Go to sleep, okay? Good night. Go to sleep. All right. So it would just, and as we round off from Animal Crossing, I know so many people are excited about Animal Crossing. I watched the trailer. I've never played Animal Crossing other than Happy Home Design. I don't know if this is for me, but I'm going to get it because I think my kids are going to love it. So
yep.
Like a Dragon says, thanks for activating my Alexa.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I actually have one in my office too. I'm like, I bet you it's waiting for me to say something to it right now. The final video final clip that we're going to end this on for here before we talk about a couple things, then we're going to jump what we're playing, is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition coming to Nintendo Switch. Did anyone here play it before?
Me.
I tried to twice and didn't get very far.
Yeah, so
what did you guys think of it?
What happened with me is I brought it because it was out in Europe before North America, and it was one of those games where like they were making a fuss about it here. It was English voice acted. Which is very cringy at times. It's got to be said, and
that's an understatement.
Yeah, it's very cringy. And so they had limited edition versions with red classic Pro controllers, all that sort of stuff. So I got it, and I could not get into it at all. I tried for years and years to get into it. It came out on the Nintendo Wii U's eShop as a Wii download, so you could play it on the tablet, and it carried on your save file. So altogether, it took me, I think, around 7 years to get round to finally completing it. And I can honestly say I don't think I enjoyed anything other than the ending. So for me, Xenoblade 1 is tough to digest. It's not a bad game. It's just really tough to digest. And I hope that they put all the little quality of life improvements they're putting the new ones in, because Xenoblade 2 runs night and day over the original one. So let's just hope that they've done some of those fixes and brought it up to scratch with the rest of the Xenoblade series. It's really good. It's really cool that people are getting this. Like, I'm no complaints about that. It's just, for me personally, it was just a little bit tough to digest. So, Jesse, was you the same then? Did you find the battle system a bit confusing and stuff like I did? And
Well, I understood the battle system, because my problem was when that was new, I was sick of MMOs, and the battle system is MMO-like.
very, yeah, which is kind of weird, right? Because you got like a massively multiplayer online system with one person playing on a system.
Right. Well, and this is like the first game of many that have done that. Even like Final Fantasy
Yeah.
15 does the same stupid thing now. And I tried playing that, and just the tutorial pissed me off, literally.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer a turn-based RPG. Not gonna lie. There was moments in Xenoblade where I liked the battle system for the most part. The problem was when it relied on all three members of your team, working in unison, and you had to
doing
have
those
all three
chain
alive.
combo things.
Yeah,
I couldn't get them to do in the things in the order that I needed them to do it, and so it made boss fights. The one or two boss fights that I was in.
yeah. There was
Really
one boss
difficult.
fight where you had to have all three members of your party alive, and you had to do a chain attack in order to do any damage to him. The single most infuriating boss fight that I've played in a very long time. So I know that Justin said that this is going to be one of the last things that we were going to talk about, but there is a few games which we skimmed past, which I'm actually excited for if I can find them. I don't know about you guys if there's anything missing, but
There were a few for me too that I was excited for. One new one that jumped out to me because I'm a race car fan or a racing game fan is the Grid Autosport.
yeah.
So that one looked pretty impressive. I don't know if that was actual gameplay footage for it for the Switch, but looks good. And so I'm excited about learning more about that one. As far as some of the other games that are kind of like, I guess, remakes or definitive editions or whatever, that would be, I'm actually looking forward to the Assassin's Creed bundle. I'm looking forward to that. The Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast game, looking forward to that. And the Doom 64. I'm actually looking forward to that because I didn't get to play that.
Yeah, it was quite a big thing having the guys from Bethesda there, only to announce like a port of Doom 64. But I mean, it is a big deal when we don't get games for this long and they've never been out on another system. So I think people are underplaying the importance of that. I actually think it's quite an important thing.
I agree.
For me personally, The Witcher 3 is like the game that I will be all over, rolling around with until the end of next year.
Dauntless has my attention.
Dauntless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
Yeah, and for me as well, the Assassin's Creed. Like, did you guys play Black Flag?
I have it. I think I've only played like 10 minutes of it.
It's such a great game. Like, I wonder if they're still going to do the mobile pairing, because Black Flag could pair with your mobile and you could play a mini game while you're on the move. And
That's cool.
I hope that they've still got all that in, because I really love Black Flag. And when Rogue came out, I really wanted to play it, but it wasn't on the Wii U. So it's great that we're going to finally get that as well. And I hope they eventually port all the Assassin's Creeds over, because it's a series that I actually really like, even though I've only played 3 and 4. So I would like to play pretty much all of them. So
Nice.
he's hoping that. Anything else for you, Jesse?
Well, one thing I was wondering, that was curious of why he jumped over. Probably because he didn't want to say the words. But they did introduce 2 new Pokemon. And I think, well, one of them I think is horrible, but the other one I think has great mechanics. The new one, though I'm scared about, is called Poltegeist. It's a ghost type. where it's like haunted black tea inside a broken kettle.
I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's got
I love it. I love
it's
it.
got it's got the ability weak armor, but I haven't heard any information yet about what exactly that is. The one I think it is funny. It's a flying water type bird called Cramorant that has the ability Gulp Missile. So the way this
Yes.
works is if Cramorant does surf or dive, it finishes the move with a bird in his mouth. Then if he is attacked with the bird in his mouth, he'll spit it out at the opponent as a counter.
Yep.
And just to warn you guys, stay off Reddit because it's going to get very dark very fast with the After Dark jokes.
Oh,
with
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, Justin, was there anything else that was
No, I think those were kind of the big ones that we covered in it. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a good direct. A lot of things for Nintendo fans to be excited about, and a lot of good content out there that will keep us busy for the next several months. Although I do, as we kind of change tones out of the Nintendo Direct, there was one thing I do want to draw people's attention to. Nintendo today released the weirdest 90-minute trailer for 90-second trailer
Small
for a
difference.
fitness activity, something going on. With the statement that on September 12th, find out more. It essentially looks like Switch Fit or Switch Fitness, like a Wii Fit edition. They show no gameplay. They just see a lot of people around the world using these weird bands and Joy-Cons doing some exercises with, again, September 20th or September 12th. It's kind of learn more of this date. Nintendo looks like it's being weird and being wacky again, which is kind of cool. Excited to see what happens there, but stay tuned for
But
that.
will
If
it be
you haven't-
Labo VR compatible?
Right, of course it will be, right? You can put cardboard on us as well. I think it's brilliant. So guys, if you haven't, check out the video. It's on our Facebook page as well.
I think this is brilliant on Nintendo's side to kind of see if they can reach out to those, casual gamers again and bring them back in and buying a Switch and to do these Wii type activities to say, hey, if you had a Wii back in the day, check this out. You could do some of the same stuff.
I've got to say though, it really worries me about Nintendo's messaging at the minute and exactly what the Switch is, because this trailer's dropping as the Switch Lite is coming out, and you need additional Joy-Cons for this also. It's getting kind of.
You gotta have the right words and verbiage and marketing for it, right?
I feel really sorry for their marketing team right now.
Yeah, it was like something you strap on your thigh that has a Joy-Con in it, and then some circular band that has a Joy-Con in it that can then be stretched and pulled and rotated.
It definitely feels like the marketing's getting muddied, right?
Yeah.
And I think in this generation, what Nintendo needs is clear marketing, a clear strategy, which the Switch was, right? You knew exactly what that was for the last several years, and I think that as you're calling it the Switch Mini or the Switch Lite, right? Switch Lite.
Switch Lite.
Well, it's not really switching, right? That was the point of the Switch. Like that was kind of the hook that made it different, right? So I think you may start muddling your branding, which is what Nintendo cannot do right now, in the position they are. Not necessarily in a bad position, but just they're winning the market, right? They're doing incredibly well, so they have to be cautious of that positioning. But I'm just giving my perspective, right? I don't know.
It's kind of strange that the shift in Nintendo's attitude, when back in the day they were like, we're not going to release Famicom Wars for the North American market because we just don't think they'd understand it. But here's a Switch that does a Switch that can use Joy-Cons but can't use this on this, and then it doesn't do this, and all that sort of stuff. Here's a 3DS that doesn't display 3D, and here's it's really it's like they won't understand Famicom Wars, but they'll understand this train wreck that's coming for them right now.
Well, this is why they need to have stores like GameStop or Game or anything like that, or Electronics Boutique, I guess, just depending where you live, where you have those dedicated stores with the dedicated workers who are hopefully understanding of this stuff when parents or people go into the store. And
That's a big hope lately.
yeah,
It's a little bit awkward for our friend Mr. Gary Gray there, isn't it?
No, game stores mentioned. No game stores, no certain game stores at all mentioned. But the staff in those, sometimes they don't understand anything. They go there from school. They don't know a thing about games at all. And you say
Yeah.
to them, "When's the next Zelda out?" Oh, I think it hits Xbox next week.
So then it needs to be more something like Best Buy then, where for us
Yeah.
in Best Buy, where they actually train their employees to, if they're going to sell or be in an area that sells a certain product, they're trained on that product. So
So now I've done a
The-
bit of battering for companies. I think we probably better move on from this subject.
Yeah.
before we get-
Today's show is not sponsored by Electronic Boutique
a game store.
Store. Exactly. All right, guys. So let's jump into a quick round of what have you been playing. We're going to do a quick round the horn, a minute or less. What have you been playing and what's your hot take on it? Hold on a second. Let me think here. Gary, you and I have been playing the same thing, I think. Tim, have you been playing Astral Chain?
no.
Tim, you have the floor, sir.
Okay. So I've been playing Fire Emblem. I'm probably not as far as some people have gotten, because I know we have some people on our Patreon who have already beaten the game, obviously, and are probably already on the second or even third story. I'm still I'm on part 1 still, chapter 3, which is in the month of, I guess, the equivalent of June. I forget the name of that month, but that's where the battle is to seize the castle of Caspard. But I'm enjoying my time with it, and I'm enjoying my time to take my time with it, because I'm taking my time when I'm in the monastery, and the battles to me I'm having more fun with it than I thought I would, because I've kind of stayed away from Fire Emblem games because of the strategy behind it. But I'm kind of approaching this like a chess game, where I'm taking my time with it, kind of thinking about my move before I make it, because I do have it on normal, classic or whatever it is, where I have permadeath. So I'm trying to make sure I make the right choices when I do the battles. I had my first major battle with the thieves. My first battle with thieves, I guess, with the students. So I was able to survive that with no deaths, and it was a lot of fun being strategic about it. And now I'm getting ready to do this next battle. And I think the biggest thing that scares me about this game is the amount of options you have, especially when you're in the monastery and going in, what you can do with the students, what you can train them on, what you can change their training on, changing their goals, or making sure you don't miss on them talking to each other, or doing I forget what it's called, but doing kind of like a chore together. It's great stories. It's great cutscenes to watch. Like the last one I saw was with Dimitri and another guy who was kind of timid around Dimitri because he was the king, and just kind of like saying he didn't want Dimitri to do anything for him because he felt weird about it, about having someone some royalty, do something for him, like buy him candies or something. He just felt weird about it. So it was kind of funny banter about that. But again, it's the part of going through the monastery. I'm kind of going through looking for the things that are around the grounds. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, especially when building character development. And actually recently today, I was listening to the Nintendo Power podcast, Nintendo's show. They had a Fire Emblem special show where they talked about things they wish they knew before they started the game, which was kind of helpful for me because I'm still kind of, only in chapter 3. So, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that, and hopefully I'll be able to talk to Gary and Marty about, our next, where we're at, maybe by the next, before the time jump.
Sure.
But where we're at with that. And then my next game, I just got the code today, and that's for Creature in the Well. So hopefully I'll be able to get some video play of that, to be able to check it out with everybody who watches the Nintendo Dads. So
Nice. Yeah, very excited to hear from Creature in the Well for you, Tim. So let's keep tuned in for that. That game officially drops actually tomorrow. So that is great. Jesse, 1 minute. What have you been playing?
Okay. So I finished Agent A Puzzle in Disguise. I talked a little bit about it last week after playing Chapter 1. It's a 5-chapter game. I'm kind of proud of myself. I got to Chapter 5 without needing any walkthroughs. But I think the last chapter is not written as good as the others, and I ended up needing it for a few puzzles that I'm like, how am I supposed to know how to do this on my own? But I ended up finishing it. It was a funny story. If you like puzzle room type of games, have a look at it. So I picked up Tetris 99 again to try to see how much effort it takes to get the tickets to get the additional themes. And so they get 4 tasks a day. I was able to do 3 of them. I think one involved doing a T-spin or something. I'm like, I've done 2 in over 150 games by accident, so I don't think I know how to do that on purpose. So you start with 10 tickets. So I have 13 tickets now, and everything costs 15. So I'll be able to buy the next one probably tomorrow. But after that, if I play it every day, it's like buying one a week if I'm lucky. So I'm like,
Yeah,
that's expensive.
It's a slow grind, eh?
I don't think I'm going to like the slow grind. But I did get all 3 tournament themes.
Nice.
I played more. I started the Dragon Quest XI demo. Got to where you're leaving your home city on horseback to get to the next area. So I'm maybe 2 hours in at most, so I haven't gotten far into that yet. I didn't want to get too far into it, so to the point where I end the demo and have to still wait a week or 2 before the real game. So I do want to kind of slow burn this one. I played more of the Pokemon Masters. I think we talked about it last week a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be. I think this is going to be ugly, grindy, but big surprise. It's a gacha mobile game for free. So yeah, it's going to be grindy. I'm almost done with Chapter 7. Though with I think it was Tuesday started the event with Blue, and so as a 5-star trainer, so he alone has a 2% chance of being pulled. So I saved. Normally a pull is 3,000 gems if they're unpaid. When I had saved up 3,000 gems, I did a 10 pull, and I got Blue.
No, that's great.
So
okay.
I figured out the probability of getting at least 1 Blue in 10 pulls is like 16%. So
nice.
Odds is definitely still not in my favor, but I was lucky, and he's pretty powerful. And then the last game I probably put more time in all week than anything else was I started up World of Warcraft Classic.
Okay.
That launched a week or 2 ago. I'm not sure exactly when. So, and
Sweet, that's a Nintendo game. Hold on, let me
it's
just
not
download that real quick.
not a Nintendo game.
Oh wait, sorry.
It's on PC.
Jesse kind of goes off chain fairly often.
Yeah, but it's the World of Warcraft that I remember from what little I played like 12 years ago, and it'll probably end the same way when I get to the point when I have to group and rely on every other idiot out there. Then I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Blizzard, hey, bring World of Warcraft to the Switch, you cowards! Right?
Yeah,
do it.
Especially the classic. Come on.
Right? It can't be that hard.
Well,
can't be that hard.
The Switch has the horsepower. I don't know if it has the RAM to hold up all if it uses the same servers.
Gotcha.
Because that's a lot of people and NPCs to keep track of. Because
sure,
just like when I tried to play DC Online, it was kind of awful on the Switch. Of course, that was day 1, and it might have improved, but I haven't gone back to try.
Okay, fair enough.
Before you guys get into your game, I have to give a shout out to one other game on a different system too, because Jesse did it.
Oh, that's how we're gonna roll on this, Tim. Hey,
And
you're
that's
getting quite bold now, aren't you?
Knights and Bikes on the PS4. You gotta try that if you have that system. or even on the PC. I think it's out on the PC too.
Not
You
heard
gotta-
of this
gotta give
game.
Gotta
You
give
are
that
the
game a try.
second person today who has mentioned that game.
It's
Yep.
good. It's very good.
Yep.
So check it out.
Check
Okay,
it out.
so that's Knights on Bikes.
Knights
for your
and Bikes.
Knights and Bikes for your non-Nintendo recommendation today.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, I like it. I like it. And World of Warcraft, apparently. Mr. Gary Gray, we've been playing the same game, right? No, we have not. You have not played the game.
No, I actually haven't booted my Switch up this week at all for multiple reasons. It's been quite a big week for us.
Okay.
Daughter's started school. I've been suffering from a few health issues. I've been going to sleep at like 7:30. So I've been getting back from work and passing out, essentially. So I haven't really done that much. I've got a day off today. Astral Chain footage gameplay will be up later. Well, not for you guys, because it's still, Thursday there, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, later on Friday, Saturday, Astral Chain footage gameplay will be up. I haven't booted it up yet because, I mean, to dedicate a time to a game like that, you can't play for like 5-10 minutes, right?
No.
So unless I get a good sit down and a good play, then there's no chance. But I also I want to kind of give a shout out to some other games from some other platforms, being as everybody else has. But I noticed a lot of indies on
Justin
Xbox.
can't do that because he's been playing on that Xbox, or he wants to play something like an Xbox. He's been talking about that Xbox.
So basically, Xbox Game Pass for PC, I noticed there's a lot of indie games that are either just come to Switch or coming out on Switch, which are already on that, which is £4 a month. So I'll try Creature in the Well next week. So Tim, if you want to have a conversation about that, we'll do that. But I've actually been I had a new mobile phone this week after my old one broke. So I've actually been playing a game called Hey Turtle, which is by Alex, who I believe has been on the show before. She was the community manager for Zoink.
Yeah.
So she wrote that. It's basically a text-based relationship game, and
What's it called?
Really got Hey Turtle, and I actually got really sucked into that. It was good. It's
very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like an emotionally driven sort of all about relationship.
Choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Highs and lows, yeah. Choose your own adventure, so you pick what goes on. Kind of reminded me a little bit of a few relationships in the past. Let's just leave it at that. So a little bit too drawn in, I think, at times. But yeah, it's really, really good. So worth checking out. It's 99p. So I'm sure it's 99 cents, right, over there.
Yeah.
On Android and iOS. Worth it if you like sort of the bit that's missing from the console space, which is a bit of romance and a bit of drama, which you kind of only get on on mobile at the minute. Which so yeah, it's always nice having a bit of drama. So check that out.
Cool. All right, that's it. That's all for the non-Nintendo show.
Aren't you playing Xbox yet,
guys? Man,
Aren't you playing Xbox yet?
Gears of War 5 Coalition, guys, it's awesome. The horde mode is amazing. Right, that's my impression of Xbox people.
If you want an impression of that, I'll let you know next week. I'm downloading it.
Right, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are. Although, in all fairness, big shout out to I'm busting a little bit of chop on something like a Sean Capri. Congratulations to him with his coverage he actually had recently with Coalition and Xbox. Gears of War 5. So that's pretty fantastic. I'm just busting chop. What have I been playing, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Last week I was hyped, as so many of us were, to be playing Astral Chain. I have put in about 3 hours. Much like Gary said, it is not a game that you can only pick up for 5 minutes and do this and that. Although the game allows you the ability to do that, save is quite frequent and easy to use. It is a game you really have to invest your time and energy into. I have been really enjoying it, really compelled by the story. I'm actually traveling this weekend. I'm traveling for work. I'm heading to the Bahamas not Bahamas, I apologize, Bermuda for about 5 days, and I've got about 16 hours of flights ahead of me, and I am excited to just sink all of my time into Astral Chain. I find the story compelling. I find it very interesting. One of the challenges I don't like about it is that, like, the main character, the character you're playing as, does not say a word. Everything else is lovely voice acted, some well done character design, some good voiceover work. but your character does not. I mean, they emote, right? And there are lines they will say, but it's not vocalized in any way. So it's like, it's that again, it's the kind of blankless, lifeless character you play as, but everyone else does such a great job of the storytelling. So that's frustrating. It feels like it's a
But
miss
it's like
there.
in Fire Emblem too.
Yeah.
Okay, can we
Yeah.
steal a Megadad section? Can we do a hot take? Hot take.
Hot take, man.
Wow, we're just stealing everybody's content
Okay.
here. We got Xbox Drive we're stealing some Megadad stuff.
Yeah.
Who else can
What
we
do you?
do?
I'm
What do you
rolling
do-
the
are you-
sleeves up.
Oh, okay. I
rolling
was
the
like,
sleeves up
are you?
because-
Is your sweater itchy? Is what's going on there?
No, this is something that's driving me mental at the minute. Is the silent main character, because it's okay. It actually worked in Breath of the Wild. They managed to make it look okay because the cutscenes were so short and snappy. In Fire Emblem, it drives me mental because it's so weird that everybody else is beautifully voice acted. The voice acting is on key. The characters are all really chatty, really conversational. They come around to your character who goes. So for you guys watching, it's like a really dumb nod, and
Hand
it
gestures.
it takes the feeling and the story out of the game for me. So like it's kind of one of those things that's broken, and now you've got me worried that Astral Chain is going to do the exact same thing. Please tell me that it's not overbearingly obvious that the character looks dumb.
I don't think it's overly, but you can just like, again, when you think of a video game or a movie or anything, there is this suspension of disbelief, right?
Yeah.
It's the hook. It's the thing that you allow yourself to do. And they've created this beautiful world, this amazing tapestry. It's very compelling. This kind of Neo Tokyo kind of world. The legions are really cool. The ability to scan irises and kind of the chimeras and go into the other kind of dark side of it. Really compelling stuff. And even off of the hop, the intro kind of grabs you, right? And it's just really well done. And so you're going through, it's great voice acting, great storytelling. You're sucked in, you want to know more. But then there's just these moments of like your character, and it just feels like you're missing it. Like you're 95% there, and then it's out. But you know what, Gary? I 100p agree with you for your assessment of that situation. So Astral Chain I've been playing. I'm super enjoying it. I have some difficulty occasionally when you're controlling your legion, because you're controlling both your character and the legion. So this is the ghost, the spirit, the robot, whatever you want to call it. You do those things sometimes independently, right? I need my character to move left, but I need the legion to go right. I need to whirl around the character. At times, sometimes I have difficulty with that, kind of like the, pat my head, rub my tummy kind of thing at the same time that Astral Chain has. And I don't know if that's because I was playing it in handheld a lot more and not so much with the actual Pro Controller, but I found that challenging. It may just be me from a user experience, but I find it really cool. I'm really enjoying it, and I know that it's scored great. The music is really cool as well. I think this is definitely a huge hit that Platinum has in their game. I know that Marty mentioned last week, could this be Game of the Year? It may be for Nintendo. I definitely suspect it's going to get some high praises and high awards as well. So yeah, we'll have more, obviously, coverage of Astral Chain soon as well. There are some unboxings on our channel if you want to check it out. We're
How
going
do
to
you
jump
save it,
into...
Justin?
How do I save it?
Yeah, how do you save your game? Is it just you save it anywhere in the middle of game and then come back to it, or is there
Sure.
save point?
Yeah, there's a fair frequent amount of save points, like small little cutscenes that will automatically save. So there's an auto save, and then there is when you're in the police station, there's actually like a computer you can go and find and just do a quick save there as well. Cool. So, great question. Let's jump into our listener mail, listener reacts, that kind of stuff. You got a bumper for that, Jesse? All right. Jesse, could you do me a favor, or could someone who has the doc open, Mecha Dragon sent in an email question. Can we just get that prepared? I lost the document. While we're doing that, I'm going to take another quick...
I have it in the notes.
Do you? Okay. I'm going to take a couple questions. I got a couple here on Twitter. I got a couple here on our YouTube chat, and then obviously that one as well. So we're going to start with this. Quick hot takes. Shellshock Prime asks, do you guys think that we'll get a non-Nintendo console added to the online service, such as Genesis, Turbo Graphics 16, or even the arcades? Tim, hot take on this? Are we getting other consoles? No. Anyone disagree? No.
I think we might get them. We've had arcades in the form of like the arcade archives. I think we may have a virtual console-like type of release for Genesis and TurboGrafx games in the future, maybe. Yeah. But they'll be, similarly one-offs. But especially with they have Genesis Mini, TurboGrafx Mini coming out, I don't think that any of these will come as in a bundle for Switch.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Super Nintendo asks, and I do notice he did say this in the chat first, are you guys excited for the Direct next week? I read your tweets. It'll be next week. What do you expect from the Direct? Yeah. I predicted literally the day before that it was going to be. That was on me. That was all on me. But he did have a second question, which was, do you guys think that Overwatch was the one more thing, but got moved to the front after it leaked? My hot take on this, actually, Super Nintendo, is no. I actually believe that Overwatch was the actual kickoff game they were going to do, because it actually sets the tone and pace of the Direct quite well, and you could see how quickly the other games hit afterwards. They had a lot of positive momentum. I think what we've seen from Nintendo in the last couple of Directs is they start off with kind of a banger and end with a banger. I think that
and their tail banger is usually something that's not soon.
Correct. Yeah. So
I agree that I think Overwatch was always planned on being the opener.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think it's a marketing strategy to blind you by the lights, right? So you put the most dazzling star in the solar system first, and then let some other things pass, and then you do the same at the end. So I think Overwatch was always going to be the opener.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to stop actually right here, because I was just going through the comments that there was something that we completely missed during our debrief of the Direct. Shut your mouth. No. Moving on. The addition of Sans from Undertale to Smash Brothers as a costume. We totally missed that. That was quite a big deal.
Music.
With his own music from Toby Fox. That seemed to eat up a lot of the oxygen regarding the Nintendo Direct yesterday after that. And that was a huge deal. And you can go and buy the costume for like 80 cents. And that was pretty... I did that. I had credits, and I did that. So... were you guys excited to see this? I know Marty was pumped. He sent some. I saw a message from him.
Yep, that was that, and the announcement of version 5.0 coming out with the home run derby. That was pretty cool.
I think my son's roommate is an Undertale fan, so I'll have to ask him what he thinks about the Sans costume.
Okay. Cool. I like it. Jesse, can you read that wonderful email from Mecha Dragon 101, please?
Yeah. Hello there, Nintendo Dads. I hope this email finds you well. My question for this week is the following. Recently inspired a bit by a friend of mine who's a huge Mega Man fan, I have been playing more of the Mega Man Legacy Collection, the one specifically with the NES Mega Man games. However, considering how difficult the early Mega Man games can be, I have been using save states throughout my progress in the game. I wanted to ask you if you dads think it's fair or sacrilegious to use save states in games, especially retro ones that were made to be difficult and take up all your time. While I agree that part of the enjoyment in games is difficult, I don't have the time to play tons of hours in a game only to lose it all from dumb luck. Hopefully all this made sense, and I'm looking forward to next week's podcast.
So basically the question is, what are our thoughts of save states in our classic games, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Gary, what do you think of that?
Well, this is an interesting one, you see, because I've completed a couple of games without the save states, like Zelda 2 and stuff like that. But I think the games were hard not out of design choice. I think it's because they didn't have the army of testers. They didn't have the general public playing these games. They didn't have open betas and all that sort of stuff. And I think that they went on the programmers' skills. So if they were very good at games, you're going to get a very hard game. And also, a few games probably were ramped up on purpose because, let's face it, back then you had maybe one game a year, 2 games a year that you'd buy.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
there were several games that was intentionally made more difficult in North America because of the rental market, where Nintendo was able to make renting illegal in Japan, and they tried in North America and failed.
So, I don't think. I mean, no, I would never do Zelda 2 or Lost Levels again without save states because it's just too much. And I've been using save states on the Mega Man series because some of those levels are so stupidly difficult that it's unfun if you're not using the save states. So. Yeah, I quite like the feature. I think with how flooded the market is with games at the minute, you can't waste your time treading your ground on games and repeating yourself. So I'm all for them.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I think especially, I think from a parenting perspective, right? If you want to kind of share some of these games that you've enjoyed, that you grew up on, right, that are classics for you, with your children, we want to make that as accessible as possible, right? And so I think I want to make that experience enjoyable. I want to make it fun. I want no one to have stressed out about it. I want when we think of video games, we have to think of escapism, right? That's really what it is. It's an opportunity for us to do something different. I think that if we look at it that way, then I want to encourage my children to enjoy that escapism and to be able to share those games with me as well. So if it means like, hey, there's a save point in this game that we know is kind of tough, but you don't have to restart over again and get frustrated and say like, Dad, hey, like, do you want to go back and play Mega Man 2? I know you died, several times. We got to restart the whole level over again. They'd be like, hard pass. I don't want to do that again.
When we were kids, when we were limited in what we could play, we had the time and the patience to fight through it. Today, the kids have many more choices. They have Fortnite they can play for free. They have lots of stuff they can play for free, or just play on another system or on their mobile if they want. So, yeah, definitely, I'm in favor of using save states just to get through a game that ordinarily be. If you have the choice of stopping playing it and going to something else, or continue with save states, I'd say continue with the save states.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of even goes back a moment ago to Tim, your question regarding Astral Chain, right? I appreciate a game that frequently saves, right? Because I recognize, and I think as we all probably recognize as parents, that we don't have as much time as we'd love to have, right? So I've only got I may only carve out, and Gary's a great example of it this week. Can only carve out maybe 20 minutes here and there for a game, right, to be able to drop in and drop out. So if you have an easy save system that's frequent and that I can easily pop in and out, then I think it's encouraged. And I think, again, the same thing with save states on games. Cool. Any other questions? I saw this. Mecha Dragon asks in the chat here as well. I think this is a follow-up to your commentary, Jesse. Renting was illegal in Japan?
Yeah, renting was illegal in Japan.
Yeah, as it relates to Nintendo, by the way, Nintendo products. So just let that one sink. For those of you that are like, wait, what? You can do a quick Google search back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when Blockbuster opened up. Nintendo actually, I believe, sued them, went to court to not have their games rented, and because they kind of felt like it was violating copyright and their IPs, and they don't get the same amount of money for it as well. They lost it. They lost it, obviously. But can you imagine a time where you would not be allowed to rent a video game?
There's a part 2 to that. So they noticed that people were photocopying the manuals and including the copies in the games, so the original manual wouldn't get destroyed. Nintendo sued for that and won that. So that's why it was starting at a point where manuals no longer came with rented copies, making the game much more difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Any other questions or comments that we're missing here, folks? Just doing a quick search. I think that's it, guys. I think that is a show. 90 minutes today, folks. 90-minute show. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We try to keep concise and on the point. Ladies and gentlemen,
until we don't.
Jesse, who are our amazing Patreon producers that we have to thank?
Chris
Before
Mears.
you do that, though.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, Tim, go ahead with your stuff. I literally don't have my show notes in front of me. I'm only going off of what's in my memory.
Before you end the show, we do have to announce our August 2019 Patreon winner. What we do is we take last month's Patreons after the first of the month and do a random drawing to see who wins. And this month's winner is Daryl Naiman. So
Excellent. And what does Daryl win? A sweaty hug from Tim. He will show up and give you a sweaty hug.
I'll bring you a Slurpee from Canada. So.
Nice.
No, I believe it's it's a $25 gift card from us.
That's right. That's exactly it. That is 100% correct.
We'll be reaching out to you to let you know.
Yep, absolutely. And what Tim, remind me again, because I don't have the show notes. What's going on with our monthly mayhem, folks?
So don't forget, I think we're about 8 days left of our monthly mayhem that Zach and Zablanca and Drew is running for us. They're doing a great job keeping tabs on everybody's scores. We've got a few days left of that, or several days left of that, which is what game was that again? I'm
Super One More Jump.
Yeah,
from
Super One More
SMG
Jump.
Right. And Primo.
And you reviewed that game actually a while ago, and
I did. It was a great game. It's a lot of fun.
We do have that up on our.
We got
YouTube.
a few scores submitted this afternoon saying, with all the new games coming out, this is likely going to be my last entry. So
yes, well, it's still pretty good. You know, considering we have several days left, but I don't know if anybody's going to be able to beat. I think was it Drew who just submitted the last one that was like 500 something consecutive jumps. So. Yeah,
I know.
It's crazy.
More than I did. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 534.
And of course, the winner of that event, when it's all said and done, also gets a gift card from us.
Yes, we have whoever has the high score gets $15 gift card, and then we do a random drawing of $10 gift card of all the scores that were entered. You get
so let me get this straight, Tim. Are you right, Tim, that every single month we're giving away $50 worth of eShop gift cards?
That is correct, every month.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing thing. How would if I couldn't, or if I wasn't already involved or entered into this, how might I do that?
You would go to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/ or Nintendo Dads, correct? So
that's correct. And any value will do, right? $1 is fine?
That is correct. Any value would do, $1 or more.
Yep.
And that will also get you extras in our Discord and so on and so forth.
And then through the Discord, you can then enter the tournaments to have access to the other possible ways to win.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
Absolutely. Some fantastic stuff. I'd also be remiss, actually, I do want to take a quick pause here and also say something else. And Tim, I'm putting you in a little bit of a hot seat, but you have been catching what I've been throwing at you for the last 5 minutes. So we're going to continue this. Tim, you are, again, our amazing community manager who helps us literally keep this crazy train wreck on the tracks, which we cannot thank you enough for. But obviously coming up in the coming months is a very important project that Nintendo Dads do every single year. And I think that so many of our podcaster friends do across the networks. And that's obviously the Extra Life campaign. Right, raising funds, playing video games for 24 hours, raising funds for Children's Miracle Networks. And Tim, you kind of, again, this year taken the quarterback lead and are leading kind of our charge in that. Can we get any kind of updates on how that's going or how people can get involved?
Of course. Just stay tuned, of course, to our NintendoDads.org website. We have Extra Life link there where you can join our team. Already up there. We actually have through the Facebook channel as well information there. But the best way to go is just go nintendodads.org, and we have a link to Extra Life right then and there. We'll be doing some events around that. Justin, you got something special planned. We'll have.
Does it involve him keeping his shirt on this time?
We never know.
Snow promises. Snow promises.
Never know. But one thing that I've been trying to work on is actually trying to get a team together to do a Splatfest, our own Splatfest, mini Splatfest between us and the Mega Dads. So hopefully we can get that going, and that'll be another event that we can have towards Extra Life throughout the 24 hours that we play on one of those days.
That would be a fun Splatfest.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I think I'll be in for that one. I think some things have changed.
I think it'd be really one-sided, to be honest.
Oh, probably.
Oh,
Which means we'll lose, right? Is that
Yeah.
because that's the way it happens if you get too many people on one side?
Hundo P on that one. Hundo P.
All it is you got to have 5-on-5, so it's not like a huge Splatfest. You can have, or not 5-on-5. It's 4-on-4 with extras on the side, just in case somebody drops or whatever. You can have a fifth player on standby. But we'll have more details on that coming up. Hopefully, more details on our website. But for sure, if you want to donate or join the team, go through our website, nintendodads.org, and we'll keep also mentioning it on our upcoming shows.
That's great. Excellent. All right.
And I have
folks,
one last thing too. Sorry.
Yes, Tim,
In
yeah.
regards to the Discord, I appreciate the acknowledgement, but I actually am thankful to our Patreons and our Discord members because they are the ones that keep it going and make it easy for me as a Discord manager, because they just keep flowing with content and just talking and coming up with all kinds of wonderful things to do where I don't have to do much. I don't have to keep it alive like other Discord places have to do.
Yeah, no, and that's a great comment about the Discord. I love the fact that there's an area for me to very easily jump into and be with like-minded people who are passionate about the same thing, who are excited about directs, who are excited about games, who are excited about parenting, and just have some real conversations. We have an amazing group of people in that chat, and we're so lucky for the community that follows us.
there was a room called Sports Ball that I shared a story of what happened this afternoon and how I acquired both a set of Chiefs tickets and a set of Royals tickets at the same
Sports
time.
Ball.
Sports ball.
Sports ball.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. So you're looking for someone to take to a Chiefs game? Maybe I'll have to make a trip to Kansas. We'll see what happens there.
Hey, I already called that.
You son of a... There you go. All right. So, guys, we're going to round out the show. Guys, thanks very much. Obviously, we have some amazing folks here in our YouTube channel who's been commenting. Guys, we appreciate you jumping here, watching the streams, watching our live stream that we did for the Nintendo Direct React, watching our videos on YouTube. We thank you so much for that. You guys are absolutely amazing. Jesse, who do we need to thank as our producers again?
Chris Mears, John Blanco, David Erdsberger, and Tim Theoff.
Excellent. Guys, if you want to follow us on all of the social medias, you absolutely can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. Follow us over on Twitch. Subscribe to us on Twitch. I've been doing more streaming, so you can catch our videos there as well. I'm getting a little bit better at it. We do have some new videos on our YouTube channel as well, including unboxings. We have some Astral Chain footage coming up soon. We'll have my predictions about the Nintendo Direct and then my reactions to Nintendo Direct as well that are up there. So lots of Nintendo comment up on our YouTube space as well. If you'd like to email us, feel free to at nintendodads@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail. I don't remember that phone number because I don't have the notes in front of me.
92925 and dads or 929-256-3237.
Perfect. Big thanks to Carter Johnson and Adam Leonard for their amazing artwork that helps us keep everything nice and fresh and look pretty. For myself, for Jesse, for Gary, for Tim, and for all the Nintendo dads out there, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Maple syrup mousses.